Hi, I'm Dr. Deborah Jeffries, Director of Healthcare Markets for Polycom, and this is a video clip to show you some of the things that you can do in a telemedicine encounter. Specifically, we're going to be looking at ways to examine the eyes, the face, the throat, some of the things that your physician might want to look at if you're having a problem. So to do that, I'm actually today using my Polycom HDX 8000 from my home office. I'm actually connected over IP to a Polycom product called RSS. It's going to be recording and is recording the video we're doing right now. So I'll be controlling it using my clicker, and I'll be going through a product today that is provided by a Polycom Arena partner, AMD Global Telemedicine. This is the AMD General Examination Camera. So let me say a little bit about this camera, and then we're going to be switching so I can show you some of the images you can capture in your physical exams. First of all, there's a cable that comes out the back of the camera that connects to the Polycom video in on the Polycom video products. Very simple connection. If you look at the back of the camera, and we'll give you a little closer shot in a second, there's just 3 buttons that we're going to be concerned with. One is power on, one is turning the light on, and the other is white balancing. So you can see when I toggle the power on button, there's a little green light that shows up on the back. And when I toggle the light button, you're going to see the light pop on in the front. Next on this camera, and this is important, in telemedicine you want devices that are very easy to use, simple to support, and give you excellent images. So easy to use, there's only 3 buttons to turn it on, and on the top there's only 4 buttons to run it. In particular, there's a button to zoom in, zoom out, one to freeze the image, and when you use a special cap 50 times magnification lens, one with a little pod on the front, you can get a polarization capability that allows you to take the glare off the skin. So let me proceed by using the Polycom product now to show you some of the images that you can get out of this camera. So all I'm going to do is on the clicker, I'm going to just select camera 2, and you're going to see that you'll be looking from the perspective of the camera that I'm holding. So first I want to be able to push the camera, and then 2. And now you can see that you're getting a close-up of my face. So I'm going to move back just a little bit. And the reason this is important is you might, for example, if you have a patient complaining of shortness of breath, you want to make sure you're able to tell if there's any edema under the eyes, what the color of the skin is, whether it's pink or purple or blanched. And you want to see if they're using their lips for helping their breathing effort. So if they're pursing their lips to draw breath in, that's going to help you out. Finally, if I was robed appropriately, you could also use this camera to look for things like jugular distension, and you could also be looking for thyroid goiters and such. But let's take a look now at something from the eye, for example. And here I'm just going to go in. The reason this is important, I'm freezing the camera image there. The reason this is important is you want to, as a physician, to be able to look at the conjunctiva and sclera. You want to know if the patient looks anemic, if that's tissue under the lower section of the eyelid there, if that's pink or if it's white. And you want to be also able to tell whether there's any possibility of jaundice, whether the white of the eye has turned yellow or not. So you can see this gives you a very nice image of the eye. If you thought you had something in the eye, you could obviously stain this with fluorescein and be able to look for any foreign bodies. Now, just to get back to the main camera, I just pushed the last button on the end of the camera, which brings me back to looking at my face. And I'm going to go now and just show you the back of my throat. So if you're doing looking at the cranial nerves, you want to be able to protrude the tongue and also look at the back of the throat. I'm going to say ah so you can see the uvula move. Just going to freeze that there for a second, and you'll probably notice that in my case, for example, because I have chronic rhinitis, there's cobblestoning in the back of my throat, which I think is very well illustrated in this with this camera. And you're also able to obviously see if the uvula is retracting properly. So let me go back off of freeze and come back out again and show you the other nice thing. Because the camera is on a cable, I can, look at other things in the environment. And if they're not too well lit, say for example, I want to look at my fingernails, which are down here behind the light system, you can see that I can go ahead and get a very nice image of this. And this might be important, for example, if you're looking for things like clubbing of the fingers, or if you want to look for tinea or different pitting from psoriasis, those types of things. But the important part about the camera is you'll notice that even though my hand was down out of the light source, because of the built-in light source of the camera, you're able to see that quite well. So now I'm going to go back to the camera, the main camera, and you'll see in a few seconds as it comes back that we've been using the general exam camera. So I hope that's useful for you. There are obviously many other things that you can go through with the camera in terms of supporting your physical exam. If you have any questions or would like to talk with me about this, contact your Polycom account manager and we'll get together and I'll see if I can help you out. Thank you very much and have a great day.